Chosen Philly, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, everybody knows by now that Dorian Singer has officially hit the transfer portal. I want to give you guys my thoughts on that and where do I think USC football wide receiver group stands now. It hits us a little bit hard as it relates to numbers because right now USC is getting ready to head into the spring camp with only 7 receivers. So we'll talk about that and we'll talk about who's left and who could possibly be coming. But also, do you guys think that Dorian Singer was the best fit for USC? He never really was able to seem like get it going with USC. And I noticed it in the spring first with the chemistry as far as Dorian Singer. He just seemed to be the odd man left out. However, he has great talent. I think that he has a lot of things that he's able to do. You guys know he did USC bad when we played against him against Arizona. I mean, the guy did phenomenal things, one-hand catches. He was able to utilize his body, his speed and hands, and as a result, he was a good receiver. However, for whatever reason, he comes to USC and was just somewhat lost in the sauce. And I think that, here's my honest opinion, my take on it. I think that he should have never left Arizona when you look at it. Even though he's an explosive receiver, every move is not the best move. And I was always told to let your next move be your best move. And I think that if he would have stayed with Arizona, I think it probably would have been a better fit because the chemistry with Caleb didn't look like it was there. You've seen that throughout the season. And then the chemistry, even with Miller Marsh, we've seen it in the Holiday Bowl. He's seen it connect with the other guys much more. So you guys can hit me in the comments, and I think that Dorian Singer absolutely felt that, and that's one of the reasons why I think he hit the transfer portal, and I don't blame him. You got that type of talent, you have that type of ability. Look, I would get up out of there as well to utilize the talent and ability that I have. So look, man, I wish Dorian Singer the best. I want to talk about where USC stands right now as it relates to wide receiver group, because now it actually puts USC in a position, a vulnerable position. They're kind of thin at receiver right now, and you're talking about going into the group. There's no major veterans in the room no more. Brandon Rice is gone. Mario Williams is gone. And so now the main guy, Taj Washington, is gone. So now where does that put USC now that a guy like Dorian Singer is gone? I want to talk about that, and you guys tell me, how would you guys approach that as it relates to the receiver group? Let's take a look at who's there and who could possibly come. Let's go. All right, so the first guy we're going to talk about that's the most veteran guy is going to be Kyon Weare, man. He's super veteran. And I think he's one of the only, if I'm not mistaken, one of the only modern day guys that's still on the roster. You guys know Raleek Brown left, CJ Williams left, and so I think he's the last modern day guy. And but he's the most veteran guy. I think he's a true Trojan. He's been around, been experienced, and so he's going to be the most veteran guy when you talk about this receiver group heading to the spring, based on what we have right now. Okay, the next guy is going to be this guy right here, Makai Lemon. You guys know I'm very high on him. I think he has a lot of bounce in his step. I don't even know. He's a cross between maybe Taj Washington and somebody else. Maybe it's some like a Monse Brown maybe. But he has a lot of bounce in him, man. He's able to move across that field. And what I seen him do the other day, those 2 receptions for 70 yards, I think this guy has a promising future. I know a lot of people talking about he's good at defensive back, but you got to keep this guy, and even more so now at wide receiver, Makai Lemon. And this guy right here, you guys know who he is. Number 89, Jacoby Lane. He's a true freshman as well, just like Makai Lemon. He's going to be the next guy. He has all types of ability, doing all, contorts his body all types of way. His catch radius is crazy. You guys can see it right there. All Miller has to do is throw that ball up, and this guy, Jacoby Lane, is going to absolutely get it. And everybody knows the Duce got loose. The Duce absolutely got loose, and he will continue to get loose. He has a lot of speed, and you seen the joy on his face once he caught that ball in the Holiday Bowl, once he had that touchdown. Duce has that ability. He has that experience, and just like Jacoby Lane, his catch radius is incredible. I think USC is going to absolutely continue to utilize these guys. Look, we don't have to keep them. We can keep them both on the field at the same time. Stretch that defense out. causing them to be extremely stressed when you have these guys contort their body and they catch radius, put the ball up there in the air, and these guys are able to come down with it. It's not too many defenses that can defend that. And Zachariah Branch, you guys know who he's been compared to. He's the next. I mean, he's going to be his own right, his own man. Zachariah Branch is the speedster. He's the guy that's going to return the punts. He's the guy that's going to return the kick returns, and he's going to be the guy that's going to run the slants. He's going to run it all. And then you can put him in the backfield, so he's going to be a strong receiver as well. Zachariah Branch is going to be that man. Also, we got a guy like Xavier Jordan. He's one of the freshmen only freshman actually that's coming in. Xavier Jordan is extremely good with his hands. His route running, I think him and Zach Branch are probably going to be the two best route runners, I would say, on this team. Both of these guys have precise route running. But this guy, Xavier Jordan, is extremely precise with his routes. And his hands, he has sure hands. Of course, you guys know we just talked about him. He just committed. This is going to be the last one, actually. Jayden Richardson, and standing at 6'3", 215 pounds. He's going to replace that big Brandon Rice frame. Brandon Rice is not as tall as Jacoby Lane and as tall as Duce, but he presented a problem from a physical perspective because of the fact that he was strong in his presence and in his build, standing at 6'2", 6'3" himself. And so this guy here, Jayden Richardson, is kind of a guy that can kind of simulate that with a guy like Brandon Rice. But with that being said, now that we have a guy like Dorian Singer out of here now, I think that USC can absolutely bring another guy in. You guys know I said, listen, man, we didn't want to bring anybody in, and sure enough, it happened. However, as I stated before, he didn't have the chemistry that I believe there, and it almost seemed like, and not only was he the odd man out, you kind of felt like he sensed that, and you could see it. I would look periodically on the sideline and just say to myself, man, it's just something that just doesn't seem to be all the way right with Dorian Singer, man. And so you can kind of sense that. So I'm happy that he's going to get his chance wherever he goes and really show his ability. But do we bring the Oregon State receiver? You guys know I just brought him up. To me, he's another Taj Washington. His build-wise, I think some people were mixing it up and said he's exactly like Taj Washington. Wasn't like Taj Washington. Some think Makai Lemon is like Taj Washington, but this Oregon State receiver that I just silenced, that I just talked about yesterday, as a matter of fact, this guy really, his body type, his body frame, and even some of the routes that he runs, and he runs kick returns back too. This guy looks like Taj Washington to me. Does USC bring him in now that he's absolutely out of here? So look, man, you guys hit me in the comments. You guys tell me what you think. Does USC go after a guy now like Evan Stewart, now that USC is without a receiver? Evan Stewart, I think the transfer portal window is closed, and the only ones that can transfer now or entering it, rather, is grad transfers. However, there were some that entered their name in there, like a Evan Stewart. I think it's go time with him. USC could possibly go after a guy like him, or some of the other receivers that entered the portal. Georgia, I think, has some guys as well that entered the portal, because now USC is only going in with 7 wide receivers in the spring. That is some low numbers. These guys are going to be running like crazy during the spring. But you guys hit me in the comments. You guys tell me what you think. It's USCJ32 on Twitter, USCJ32 on Instagram. Until later on, everybody stay blessed. Fight on, fight on, fight on.